Hi everyone. As Framer has a built-in AI feature or agents with the new version 3.0, I tested it by generating a one-page website as an AI agency template. Before we start, if you don't want to miss upcoming tutorials, I suggest subscribing and turning on notifications. I used Sonnet 4.6 model and went for a dark mode design. I wrote a detailed prompt with the help of AI, describing the sections, and it did a great job. Except some obvious layout errors like the background of the navigation and some alignment issues in the text and other elements. But it is certainly a high fidelity starting point with some nice appearance scroll animations. Let's preview the completely AI generated design. You can see there is a subtle appear animation in the hero, and you can also see some nice appear animations as we scroll down. After generating all of the sections, it offered to generate the responsive breakpoints, and it did a great job in that. You can see tablet design here and phone design here. Honestly, I don't think I would edit any responsiveness choices in these, and after completing my redesign, I did some very minimal tweaks like some spacing, etc. only in the phone variant. Of course, other design details like the text in this card, which should be centered, etc. needed to be changed in the desktop breakpoint. As second prompt, I requested it to add text and color styles. Let's go to assets, and you can see it organized every text and color style using this very detailed folder structure. Might even be too much for some people, but it is there. Next, I prompted it to create a button component, as you see, with required variants like primary, secondary, and icon options, and it did a great job, creating also variants for the icons placement as I prompted. Then I prompted for the navigation, making it a component with a mobile variant for the phone resolution. It ended up creating it with the click interaction and the drop-down menu, as you see here, and with click interaction, as I said. But it kept the background it added in the other breakpoints, which actually I also kept in desktop variant, but of course I fixed its spacing and padding, etc. Let's talk about redesign. I started making changes from top to bottom. First, I edited some colors to be more accessible, like navigation links, and even the secondary ones, like the badge text. Also made some other text styles colors lighter, like the body text. I made the navigation's position fixed and reduced its width. I also created a new link style to add a simple hover effect to it. I added a loop effect to the background circles, making them bigger and reducing their opacity. I centered the button text vertically, adjusting its padding. I used a single text element for the hero headline and centered it. I also centered the hero section text, increasing its contrast and size, making it style body, and adjusted spacing and padding of the hero content. And of course I added I believe it was bands shader for this nice background effect in the hero section. And I edited the secondary button styles to make them in violet color instead of gray, to make the design look more themed. And I made the badge gray instead of violet, since with its previous color it could be mistaken for a button. Also made the badge element a component with a text variable for consistency and ease of use. In the mockup area, I made the card headlines, tokens used, etc. bigger with better contrast. I also made the color style blue lighter for the text in the first card. And at the features section, I moved the background element glove to improve the look, since it was partially visible before, as you see here, and that wasn't looking good. I also realized body text should be lighter and made its color primary from the styles, as I said. In the cards, I equalized the vertical and horizontal paddings. I made the badges smaller and made the texts in them bigger, as you can check the original ones here. Again, redesign here. In the workflow section, I again centered all the text for consistency and a better look. In steps cards, I centered the texts, made them lighter, and increased the horizontal paddings. I made the arrows between the cards shorter to tidy up the cards a little. Again, you can see the original workflow and redesign here. In the final CTA section, I changed the card's background to make it look better, copying it from the first card in the workflow section. Let's check the original card here and redesign here. In the footer, I only made the colors lighter to make them more accessible. Let's see before and after once more for each section. This is the original navigation and hero, and this is the one I redesigned. Fixed navigation, centered the text like I did in every section, and added a shader in the background, also animating the circles in the background. This is the original mockup section, and this is mine. The only changes in the cards, and I guess I also made this text lighter. Original features section and my redesign. Again, the biggest changes centering the text and fixing some issues in the cards. This is the original workflow. This is mine. Once more with the changes in the cards and minor tweaks between the cards. The final CTA section with gray cards, and my edit with just coloring the card background. With this simple page creation, I realized that you can definitely have something to start with by generating a page. And it's going to be more than a wireframe, as you're generating a high fidelity design directly in Framer, and you have the ability to edit as you like. As we saw, this was the design that we've started with, and you can totally turn it into something like this. And while doing that, you are only using Framer, which certainly makes things easier, right? And with that, we wrap this tutorial up. I hope you liked it. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe, turn the notifications on, check my other tutorials, and see you in the next one.